A statement from 10 Downing Street said, "The Queen has been pleased to approve the appointment of the Right Hon Sajid Javid MP as Secretary of State for Health and Social Care." Mr. Javid had previously served as Chancellor under Prime Minister Boris Johnson. But he resigned last year after he refused to sack his political advisors, as demanded by Mr. Johnson. The appointment of Mr. Javid as Health Secretary comes just over an hour after Mr. Hancock resigned from the role following mounting pressure. Images and video footage had emerged of Mr. Hancock in an embrace with aide Gina Coladangelo in his ministerial office last month in what was a breach of coronavirus restrictions. In a video announcing his resignation on Twitter, Mr. Hancock said, "I've been to see the Prime Minister to resign as Secretary of State for Health and Social Care. I understand the enormous sacrifices that everybody in this country has made, that you have made. Those of us who make these rules have got to stick by them, and that's why I've got to resign." He added, "I want to thank people for their incredible sacrifices and what they have done, everybody working in the NHS, across social care, everyone involved in the vaccine country and everyone in this country who have risen to the challenges we have seen over this past 18 months. I'm very proud of what we have done to protect the NHS at the peak, to deliver that vaccine rollout, one of the fastest in the world. I look forward to supporting the government and the Prime Minister from the backbenches to make sure we can get out of this pandemic, we're so close to the end, and then build back better so this can fulfill its potential, which is so great. I will do that with all my heart." In his resignation letter to the Prime Minister, Mr. Hancock said, "The last thing I would want is for my private life to distract attention from the single-minded focus that is leading us out of this crisis. I want to reiterate my apology for breaking the guidance, and apologize to my family and loved ones for putting them through this. I also need to be with my children at this time." He added, "We owe it to people who have sacrificed so much in this pandemic to be honest when we have let them down as I have done by breaching the guidance." The outgoing Health Secretary also paid tribute to NHS staff and Department of Health and Social Care, DHSC, officials, whilst admitting, "We didn't get every decision right." But he said, "I know people understand how hard it is to deal with the unknown, making the difficult trade-off between freedom, prosperity and health that we have faced." In response to Mr. Hancock's letter, the Prime Minister wrote, "You should leave office very proud of what you have achieved, not just in tackling the pandemic, but even before COVID-19 struck us. Above all, it has been your task to deal with a challenge greater than that faced by any of your predecessors, and in fighting COVID you have risen to that challenge, with the abundant energy, intelligence, and determination that are your hallmark." Mr. Hancock had apologized for his actions on Friday. The Prime Minister had refused to sack the Health Secretary, with his spokesman saying Mr. Johnson considered the matter closed. But the pressure on him to leave his position had surged over the past 24 hours. This is a breaking story. More to follow.